In response to the UK's promise to deploy additional drones, Moscow launches hypersonic missile attack. Russia unleashed a terrifying hypersonic missile attack this morning following the UK's pledge to dispatch thousands of drones to Kyiv. After Rishi Sunak's unexpected visit to Kyiv, the UK promised to supply more military drones to Ukraine than any other country. British aid to Ukraine in its conflict with Putin will rise to £2.5 billion in the next fiscal year, an increase of £200 million. According to Friday's government announcement, Ukraine will never be on its own, according to Rishi Sunak. Putin is mistaken if he believes he can outlast us. In the days to come, and forevermore, we will be by your side. Officials from those provinces said that air defenses intercepted and destroyed Russian missiles in 5 different regions of Ukraine. The police reported that a structure was nearly demolished and that a dog was killed, but no humans were injured. They added that other private dwellings and non-residential buildings were damaged due to being struck by enemy missile debris. Officials disclosed significantly less information regarding the attack than normal, and it remained unclear whether any targets were struck. In the past, we've taken everything from pots and pans to children's toys, cuddly toys, nappies, sanitary ware, said Mr. Whitehead, lead organizer and associate general counsel and director at Citibank. Have packed personal protective equipment, PPE, for instance, but we are also taking disposable tubes, for instance, in the context of anesthesia, along with other medical equipment. We use a lot of walkers. We need to collect as many crutches as possible and send them out because the NHS doesn't have enough of them and because they're usually thrown away after only one use. As a result of the aid it gives to Ukrainians, the organization has received endless gratitude, according to Mr. Whitehead. It's deeply moving. When you meet individuals, it really makes you cry, he added. Even tiny groups like ours have the potential to make a difference and save lives, which is an incredible and powerful thing to be able to accomplish. Shortly after Russia's invasion, the group began working. A local woman named Aliya Erelbayeva got the bright idea to organize a fundraiser, purchase an ambulance, load it up with humanitarian supplies, and send it to Ukraine, Mr. Whitehead stated. She swiftly rallied a substantial quantity of funds and humanitarian supplies, enabling her to dispatch the first ambulance to Ukraine by reaching out to her local WhatsApp groups and beyond. Volunteers from the United Kingdom have dispatched nearly 50 ambulances stocked with humanitarian supplies to the war-torn nation of Ukraine, reassuring the Ukrainian people that they're not alone as they brace for yet another brutal winter of conflict. Medical Lifelines Ukraine has dispatched 48 ambulances stocked with aid, 21 generators, and 1 all-terrain crane to Ukraine since the start of the Russian invasion, according to 51-year-old Daniel Whitehead, who spoke with the PA news agency. The organization does more than just provide necessities like medicine and toiletries. They also offer a little ray of sunshine in the depths of winter by giving out minor things like candy and candies to kids. The group's volunteers intend to send 4 additional ambulances to the country of Ukraine before the end of January. Duvets, heavy coats, boots, and a plethora of cold weather gear will be brought out because it's so cold, Mr. Whitehead said. PA. We want the Ukrainian people to know that they are not forgotten and that their well-being is our top priority. In order to acquire medical equipment and supplies, a group of dedicated volunteers from Medical Lifelines Ukraine has gathered a substantial amount of money and works closely with pharmaceutical firms, pharmacies, and hospitals all over the UK. The responsibility of transporting the ambulances and relief supplies to Ukraine has been assumed by over 40 volunteer drivers. These drivers will then distribute the supplies across the country. 5 ambulances were part of the most recent convoy that left in November for Avdiivka, Kharkiv, Zhytomyr, and Zaporizhia. Just in case you missed it, Sunak is in Ukraine for an unexpected meeting with Zelensky just as the UK pledges an extra £2.5 billion in aid in 2023. Both the amount of Russian crude oil imported by New Delhi and the amount of refined oil imported by the European Union reached record highs. Russian oil goods, such as gasoline, diesel, kerosene, and others undoubtedly reached European consumers in record quantities last year via India, despite sanctions put in place following Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine, India has maintained cordial relations with Moscow and has actively sought out stronger defense and trade alliances with Western countries. However, it has made no secret of its desire to purchase oil from Russia, notwithstanding the conflict in Ukraine. A federal judge has mandated that Indiana repeal a statute that grants Ukrainian nationals humanitarian parole the right to apply for driver's licenses. A group of Haitian immigrants in Indiana have sued the state over the recently passed law, and on Thursday, a court issued a preliminary injunction to them. Immigrants from Haiti are suing to have the clause permanently banned because they believe it is discriminatory and violates the Constitution. On Friday, the decision to appeal the judge's order remained uncertain, according to Russia's state news agency RIA Novosti. Pro-war activist and critic of President Vladimir Putin Sergei Udaltsov was ordered jailed by a Russian court on Friday until his trial on allegations of justifying terrorism on February 15. According to what Udaltsov told RIA Novosti, the charges stem from his online writings endorsing the alleged terrorist community in Ufa, a city located approximately 1,400 kilometers (870 miles) east of Moscow, where members of a Marxist cell were detained. Udaltsov faces 5 to 7 years in prison if found guilty, according to RIA Novosti.